Party's not a party's a man who fights crime, and we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time with John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Attention, citizens of Fair Gotham, and welcome once again to Bat Minute Forever, the show that is here to gorge on all of our swollen brains until you're sick of our knowledge. I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
And I am also here attempting not to be sick in my bed. Niall McGowan.
Oh, we are sick in the head. That's our whole shtick, isn't it? But we are joined once again by three other sickos. We are joined by the wonderful Speakeasily Hour Minute crew.
Oh, that's us. That's us. Oh, cool. Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
Hey.
Hello.
I like throwing people on the spot. Like, oh, wait, we've been introduced.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted so I could eat potato chips.
I was watching pornos.
Oh.
I mean, that's what I'm always doing while I'm talking, of course.
Yeah.
I actually worked with someone who would do that once. Basically, we were working in a video game shop, and
Love it.
she would put hentai on her.
No. She would? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She would put hentai on her PSP and put it under the counter, so she could just sort of look at it when there was nothing happening.
What's hentai? Is that animation tentacle porn stuff?
Yes.
She is sexually charged as Dr. Chase Meridian or something.
She was
Beautiful.
She was a great person.
This is like every time Chase is like with a patient, she just got this giant portrait of Batman up in front of them. She just sits and stares at the whole time.
Oh God, that was an interesting experience. But this is also an interesting experience. This is minute 89 of Batman Forever.
We're back. We are Bat Minute 89 again. One night only. We're back, baby.
Yeah, 89.
Yeah, we're Bat Minute 89. Remember that?
Oh,
Remember
no.
that from 2 seasons back?
We need
folks?
to do it properly now. We need to do it properly. Right. 3, 2, 1. We're Bat Minute 89.
Yes.
Wow.
What the hell?
That was kind of hot.
Whoa.
Weird way.
Should we always talk
Somebody's
like
getting
this?
all Chase Meridian over here.
I know. I thought I would keep it in my pants too.
It keeps falling out of my pants.
Yeah.
I can't stop it.
My raging cling dong action.
Wandering Klingon.
Oh, yeah, let's do it, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Chase.
God.
Calling the cops.
This has already gone so off the
Outrageous.
rails. I love it. Oh my God, where are we? Minute 89 starts with Not My Napier, and it ends with a wonderful trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, somewhat.
So we are back
Does
as
Bruce
we...
Wayne have any good memories? They're all bad memories.
No,
Like,
he didn't have a chance to have good memories. He was a child, his parents were killed, and then he's not been a human being since.
that's like the primrose path that lead you down with Mask of the Phantasm. Was like, all these flashbacks, they seem to be happy. Like, oh, maybe Bruce Wayne had an all right. Oh God, no.
Not at all. But we are back as we briefly glimpse Phony Jack. Briefly. And then we're back to Alfred, you know, showing what a great dad he would have made if only he wasn't this damn butler.
Well, I think that previously there were 3 kids at that door. Those same 3 kids are here, and now there's a whole bunch of other assholes.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. Oh, they got the Silver Shamrock mask kid here.
Yeah, that's what I thought of, yeah.
Waiting
It's
for his
because
head to-
Alfred fed them and then they multiplied.
Oh my God, they're gremlins. It's a crossover.
Like, Bruce is just inside like, Alfred, I told you, if you feed one of these damn poverty-stricken kids, they're all going to come up to the damn house every 10 seconds.
Well,
now.
that does happen, though, because when I lived in Pakistan, right, you'd give money to someone begging. Before you know it, there's like 30 people around you, and you're like, oh, this is a situation now.
Yeah, what have I done?
Yeah.
That's why Riddler and Two-Face are there, like, oh my god, apparently they're giving out free candy at Wayne Manor.
Well, when word gets around to the kids, doesn't it? Like, when you're out trick-or-treating, it's like Chinese whispers. It works its way down the neighborhood. Like, that house up there is giving out loads of candy.
I love. Hold on.
Full-size candy bars.
Chinese whispers, love it. That is my 80s band right there.
Oh, yeah.
80s new wave band. Hey, where you going tonight? I'm gonna go see Chinese Whispers. Sounds awesome.
It's a Cure cover band.
That should totally be a group. That's amazing.
What is a
Seriously.
Chinese whisper?
It's basically.
I don't know, but
It's basically when you pass on. When you. I'm trying to think what the equivalent would be. It's like when you pass on a
America,
rumor, and by the time
think
it gets
it's-
to the other end, it's like completely morphed and
I
changed.
think it's called
telephone.
Telephone.
Ah, see, we
Telephone.
don't call it that.
What I've been saying. Telephone.
Oh,
I think now they've tried to change it over here to telephone because Chinese whispers sounds like, is this racist? I don't know if it is racist.
I swear to God, that's amazing.
Although now I do want it to be a Cure cover band that delivers the song via whisper. So they come up on stage and they're just like, show me, show me, show me.
yeah.
We're gonna copyright that. Do not steal that, Bat Minute listeners. You've been warned.
I'm going to go see if ChineseWhisper.com has already been taken.
Yes,
I bet it has.
I'm sure.
Chinese Whispers is amazing. I'm sorry, like, okay, I gotta jump off this this minute, and I gotta go start this.
I'm gonna start a band. I'll be right back.
But anyway, minute 89.
Yeah, we're already off the rails. This is fantastic.
Sorry, it's just when you say something like that, it's beautiful. It's just
So, Alfred says to him, don't eat too much tonight or you'll be sick. Now, did you ever, as a kid, heed this advice? Ever? Because, no, I didn't. I just eat until I felt awful for like 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The weirdest thing to me is that he says, oh, don't eat too much tonight or you'll be sick in your beds. Like, the addition of, at the end, like, oh, I should emphasize, in your bed. Like
You'll drown in your vomit, just like, Jimi Hendrix. And
That'd be great. Because, I mean, if you're sick, like, if you just vomit into the toilet, that's fine. That's fine. But if you do it in the bed, on the pillow, oh, it's disgusting.
It's like, particularly too with little kids. They were just like, I'm gonna live forever, man. It was like, you'll be sick. Oh, whatever, that's the toilet's problem. And then it's like, in your beds, oh my god, oh, I didn't realize the severity of the situation, sir. I apologize profusely.
I once got sick when I was a kid and threw up on my cat.
Oh,
And I remember throwing out, like I was trying to get out of my bed and I was like leaning over and I remember it's just like, this is happening. And then it's like all coming out of my mouth and my cat like looks up and is like, why doing this to me?
no. That was a Catwoman origin story, I believe.
that is so sad. I'm calling Animal Protection Services on you.
I know, and
right
I was
now.
just like, but at least I was a good kid. I mean, I think I was probably like 8 or 9, and then I like got up, and it was the middle of the night, and so I picked up the cat and I went and washed it off, and gave it a bath, and dried it off, and we went back to sleep.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
And
it was like, poor
And it
cat.
stank forever.
very good cat.
I love you, cat.
But then,
I wouldn't see my cat for a week if that happened.
No, this was a very complacent cat.
I see it now, like Odessa's cat just is like, that's it. I'm done. He pulls out a little suitcase, starts
Yeah,
throwing
little
toys in it.
suitcase. Totally.
I'm taking
little
my
filthy
cat
hat
box.
marching out the door.
Put a little hat on, little fedora. I'm out.
In fact, she just left the room right now.
See? She knows we're talking about her. She is
She
pissed.
took
Looked at me and walked out.
Oh,
Aw.
I know these costumes all have to be, copyright free, but like from behind, one of these kids really looks like he or she is dressed up as Lilith from the Munsters. Like wasn't the Lilith you called the wife, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
I
but
couldn't even remember.
Lily Munster.
Because Joel Schumacher's like, I'll slip one in. They'll never know. The Munsters people are never going to come for us.
Plus, 90s kids being into the Munsters. At least over here, that wouldn't be a thing. Maybe the Addams Family because of the films.
Oh, yeah.
But
That was
don't
exciting
the
in
parents
the 90s.
really decide? Oh, sorry. You know, if the parents were into the monsters, they would have dressed the kid up. The parents kind of decide.
True,
Yeah.
true. I did
mean,
once
that's
get
what I
given.
do.
I got given a Freddy Krueger costume. It's like, I've never seen this film.
I think that was back in the day, though. Like, you know, remember, like, the early 90s, mid 80s, early 90s was just the age of Freddy, though. Like, you get that glove for kids everywhere. Like, it was just a standard iconic thing. Everybody knew who Freddy Krueger was.
Yeah, I
It
bought.
was a scary ass movie.
Yeah, but he's like, you would get like Freddy Krueger friggin' breakfast cereals
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like he transcended being a horror movie guy into just like, this is a guy everybody knows.
Well, once he
Yeah.
starts rapping, I mean, it's all over there.
Unless he's teaming up with the
Gary.
Fresh Prince for something.
Yeah, Nightmare on My Street.
That is a classic
Yes!
tune.
Yeah.
Me and Lol play that all the time. Every summer, she gets out her Best of Will Smith CD, and we put that one on.
You guys dress up, chase each other around the house.
Oh well, you know, on a Friday or Saturday night, maybe. Yeah.
I like the idea though, like as soon as the what do they call it, like the verbal equinox or whatever, like the first day of summer is, you just see Lol just dusting off the Best of Will Smith album. It's like, it is time.
The cats look around when they see it. They're like, no! Out come like little kitty suitcases.
Yeah, basically, because we can't be stopped from singing "Summer, Summer, Summertime."
Some days, like this one day, John wakes up, and it's just the sun streaming through the window, and he just hears from downstairs, like, "Here come the men in black," just getting louder and louder until like, is it time? Is it really that time of year again?
It is a
Running out into the hallway. It's here. It's finally here.
Hey, I'm
Do you guys ever just go on a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air bender?
Oh, we should. We haven't. We absolutely should. I mean, you're
Now's the
talking.
time to do it.
You're talking to someone who still calls it the Millennium.
Yep.
So I think I may have brought this up, but you know, I'm going to say it again because we're looking at sweets. I think if you go to Wayne Manor, right, you're a kid. This is the motherlode. This is the house you want to hit. You and your gang want to get here.
He's getting out the Thornton's chocolate.
Yeah.
He's getting on the full, not even like you know, a Mars bar. He's like the big, like massive galaxy bars that will do you for like 2 days.
Yeah.
But then there's this
Family
old
style.
man telling you not to eat too much. It's like, don't tell me what to do, old man.
Yeah.
I'll
Shut up,
eat
old
all
man.
this candy if I want. And vomit in my bed.
Is it me as well, or cause it sounds like they say like, "Oh, we will," and then their voices all kind of blend together. But it sounds like they say, "We will, Alfred." It's like he's not introduced himself to these damn kids, has he?
You know, he knows all the
children.
neighborhood kids. He's not suspicious
Yeah,
at all.
maybe.
It's like he's been up there like reminiscing with them the whole time. Of like, "Oh, there I was, Monster Bruce with a sprained ankle, dirty as a sack of old potatoes." Like, oh Jesus, Alfred, you tell the story every year.
You know, let's get our candy and go.
That's why those other kids are still there. Like he's been standing chatting to them for like the last 20 minutes. It's like,
Well, I do find it weird that they'd even allow children up to the house, to be perfectly honest. Because
Well,
not only is
Who's
he a
opening
rich
the gate?
jerk and he's Batman, but, like, he's got a lot going on. You don't just want people coming up to your house like this, as you're about to see, because a certain duo do.
yeah, that's the thing. Like everything wrong with him just having the gates line open for Halloween. It's just like, well, here's exactly why you shouldn't have done that, Bruce. You goddamn idiot. Michael Keaton would never have had those gates open. He would have had that locked down tight.
Yeah.
You would have had the lights off so that
Well,
people would think he wasn't home.
but I don't understand though, because it's like, why did they not notice them coming up? Because don't they have like security or surveillance?
Not as
Like,
we do now.
but I'm just saying, he's Batman though. He should have that place
Should
on
have, right?
lock.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
There
for
should be, like,
proximity alarms. You know, something. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
they just literally walked up. Some really like loudly dressed people walked up to the gate.
Flamboyant, even.
Flamboyant,
Yeah.
very, and
Those
I
two
was
are
just
so
like,
flamboyant.
I'm saying, Tommy Lee Jones, fantastic actor, must probably an asshole as we talked before, you know, but they're literally like giggling like schoolgirls, and I'm like, I would literally like flash back to like Adam West's Batman, and I thought they were never this campy on the Adam West Batman, were they? And I was just,
That's saying a lot. actually a pretty homoerotic moment that they have there outside the gate.
Because he like thrusts his body against his, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They're just good pals, just dudes being bros.
They're just so built up of like, it's all the anticipation of finally being able to get Batman. They're just like, this is them at blue balls level of like, come on, we're almost there.
They're just straight up broing out, huh?
Yep.
Totally.
We'll say weird thing about this though is that because we get the Two-Face and Riddler sidled up to the front of Wayne Manor here, and just one of these sort of weird choices of like, this doesn't ever appear again, and why the hell is this here? The Riddler is wearing red gloves that never appear in any other scene in the movie. They don't. It's just kind of weird because he's in his old he's in the tunic and the bowler hat again, but when he gets to the front door in 2 minutes time, that tunic and gloves and hat have all disappeared. So I guess he stashed them in the car or something. And that's just weird because it's just like, they've always got the definitive costumes for these people down. And out of nowhere, they just decided, hey, the Riddler's got red gloves now. He's never had red gloves in any other version of the character.
Why not?
I guess he's just like, yeah, it's a bit cold. It's nippy in this October evening. And all he's got is a tunic and some spandex on, so he's got to keep those hands warm at least.
I'm sure I've seen someone with those gloves on, though. Did the Joker wear them in the 60s show?
I don't know.
I really don't know.
Someone's got gloves that colour, that weird sort of salmon red, like
the thing
pinky.
is, like, with the... Because, classically the Riddler would have gloves, but they would be, like, purple gloves. Like, again, we could be that maybe they want to... Yeah, they just want to, like, differentiate him from the Joker, because the Joker's all purple and green, too.
Maybe it's the Riddler I'm thinking of, and it's just like an old print of, where the colours are a bit washed out.
Could be. We'll say, though, in terms of the old 60s show, that little kind of hop walk he does
I love it.
To the gate, that's very, very Frank Gorshin, though. That's
yeah.
That ain't Jim Carrey. That's like, that's 100% like, it's watching the old show to get some inspiration.
Totally.
And Frank Gorshin would always be jumping around doing stuff like that. So
yeah, he was really
high
bad
knees.
like him.
Yeah, his high knees, kind of like with his hands forward and little claws, like doo-doo-doo.
And the music to go along with it is so good as well, because it's like a sort of wonderful, cheeky little number. Oh, you're a naughty one, saucy Ed.
yeah.
I wrote down Oompa music.
This music is a kind of more lively version of Two-Face's theme throughout the whole thing. It's kind of weird because they have Two-Face's theme here, and then at the end of the minute, they go into a little bit of like the Riddler's theme and stuff, just because they're there together, I guess, and stuff. But apparently, I always loved this though, is that Elliot Goldenthal, who did the score for this movie, said that Two-Face's sounds are all paired notes and double beats because he's Two-Face. That was a deliberate thing he did throughout the music. And I thought, like, fair play to you for making the extra effort, man. But the thing is, he says, like, it's directly inspired by the work of Sergei Prokofiev, who, of course, did most famously from the ballet for Romeo and Juliet, the sequence Dance of the Nights. And everybody knows Dance of the Nights, even if you don't know the name, because it's the dun 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 dun. And then when you know that, and you hear Two-Face's dun 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 dun, and both of them have that kind of boom bam bam boom bam bam. It's one of those situations of like, it's not so much inspired by that you just ripped off Dance of the Nights for Two-Face's theme. It's nearly the same damn song. So I would never have noticed if he hadn't said anything. But he came clean and was like, yeah, it's inspired by that. And it's like, oh, so you're just fessing up, dude. Like, now I know you just swiped it from the old dead Russian guy.
Inspired, meaning like it's exactly like it.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Totally.
But here's one thing I've debated now for years. And I guess we could examine the kids' masks and stuff, but when Two-Face and the Riddler get up to the front door in a couple minutes' time, they're wearing Halloween masks. And like these kids go out past them, and they're like, oh, happy Halloween. And I always kind of thought, do Two-Face and the Riddler, like mug these kids? Or flat out kill these kids? And steal their masks to get to Wayne Manor?
Ooh.
Or do they buy them? They just pay them off.
Oh, I like it.
No, I literally think that they basically told the kids to strip, took their candy, and then pushed them in the mud and ran away. Like seriously, their antics are so juvenile that if anything, the kids thought, "Oh my God, it's the high schoolers or it's the ninth graders." No, you know.
Yeah, they're just bullies.
Yeah, that's the bullies.
Oh, I would have loved though if they had like, as Two-Face and Riddler are leaving, there's like a shot of them in the back of that car, just like eating the candy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been funny. That would have been hilarious.
Because there's a little bit of like, when they come up and are like, "Oh, happy Halloween," it's like maybe they didn't even realize it was Halloween. They're like, "Oh crap, we lucked out here."
What a coincidence.
Then we're planning to just ram the gate with this car, but it's just lying open because it's friggin' Halloween night. Let's murder these children and steal their masks.
I love the idea that they just kill them. That's hilarious. You should at least see them kidnap them, I think.
But the one thing as well I'm kind of confused by is that you think in this situation you'd want to be, conspicuous in some way. But they've all taken the one car, and all the goons are riding on the friggin', we call it like the driving board or the sideboard.
Boards, yeah, or driving boards, running boards.
Running boards. But they're hanging off the side of these running boards like it's like the Darjeeling Limited or something. They're just like, why would you? And they've all got the friggin' guns out and everything. Like, if anyone saw that driving up the road, they'd be like, "It looks like Two-Face's goons are going to Wayne Manor. Maybe I should phone the police or something."
I know. What kind of neighborhood is this that would be not noticed with all the kids out?
Yeah, because
That's what I mean. It's not a neighborhood. It's literally an estate. Like, where his neighbors. That's something. Who's bringing these kids places? It's like, where are their parents? Did the kids literally walk like 3 miles to get some candy from Wayne Manor?
All the parents are smart. They're like, right, I don't want the kids out too late because Gotham's quite dangerous. We'll go to Wayne Manor. We'll wait round the corner. The kids will get a whole bucket full of candy, and then we can just take them home.
Oh, there you go.
I'm still kind of slightly disappointed though in the kids' Halloween outfits because they, you could have had your Lost Boys reference, and it's like, well, the Dark Knight Returns did feature in the background of Lost Boys, so it'll be like Joel Schumacher's getting that movie, like that comic back in some way. But they could also have done things like, well, if the kids were dressed up as like the Penguin.
I would have had a kid as Batman.
Yeah, a kid as Batman, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Or like, could have been a time where like, oh, maybe one of the kids is dressed up as the Joker or something. Just like, oh yeah, because we live in an age now where like, there's it's usually like asshole frat boys and stuff will be dressed up as like members of the Taliban and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's a horrible thing, but it does happen. It's realistic. You could have like, there's like little kids dressed up as maybe a little penguin with a rocket strapped to his back or something.
Oh, that would be adorable.
That'd be cute.
Yep.
It makes me wish I had kids now.
Oh.
But
Just
you have
to dress
something
them
better.
up.
Yeah, no, you have
Yeah.
something better. You have the pups. Just dress them up as little penguins.
Penguins with rockets on their back.
Do it.
Sounds
so
awesome.
cute.
Because we've had a couple of like costume situations in the Batman movies. Like we had the Masquerade Ball last season. These would be the kids of the people who were at that Masquerade Ball. The kids who were getting friggin' abducted to buy the Penguin. So in that one you had like, there was a guy dressed as like the Mask of the Red Death was there. You could have a little kid, maybe he stole his dad's outfit. He's dressed as the Mask of the Red Death. That's a little bit of continuity. Or you had a guy who was dressed up as the original Guy Gardner Flash. Maybe have a kid dressed as friggin' Barry Allen or something. Like Joel Schumacher has said that the aesthetic of this movie is based on the Flash TV show from 1990. So have the Flash there. Why not? You've already mentioned Metropolis and stuff, so just go for it, dude.
But of course, he has to put everything into like Two-Face and the Riddler. That's the money shot right there. You got to make them look great.
Yeah. Again, though, maybe now it's like, everyone in Gotham dresses so weird anyway. Like, of course, Two-Face and the Riddler could show up dressed as they are, and no one would bat an eye. It's like, yeah, everyone here's got like lime green hair and stuff.
I want to live
right?
in that world where that's perfectly acceptable. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody cares. The only time I experienced that was when I was in Manchester, weirdly. Well, I left the drag show. I was dressed as Catwoman, and I just walked through Manchester to go to the pub. No, nobody shouted at me or threw anything at me. It was just perfectly normal. Oh, someone dressed as Catwoman. We see that every day.
Here's a question, though, for the panel. Do you have any favorite Halloween costumes you've worn in the past? Is there anyone you're like, oh, that was a good one? Like, I'm never going to top that.
Oh, yeah. Heath Ledger Joker.
Oh,
I've got a screen accurate one.
oh, nice.
I liked being, well, obviously Hedwig. I've brought that up before. Then.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I especially liked when I was the dead Rowdy Roddy Piper. So I was resurrected Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Too soon, John.
Oh,
Too soon.
I even had a coconut to hit people over the head with, like when he hit Jimmy Snooker.
He was there to kick ass and eat brains, and he's all out of brains.
I left the coconut at the party, and then when I, sent a message the next day, sorry, I left that coconut, and they're like, oh no, I haven't found it. So someone took that coconut.
Whoa.
There's me now panicking, looking over at the coconut in the corner. Like, oh God, he's getting closer. He's gonna find out it was me the whole
All
time.
these years later.
I have trouble
go
focusing
ahead.
in on like a favorite costume because besides Halloween just is like such a small thing at this point because we have to wear costumes pretty much all the time for all kinds of things with all the cosplay and all the acts. And it's like, I guess my favorite costume has nothing to do with Halloween, but I guess it would be Batgirl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're so cute as that.
Ah, shucks.
Yes, and
Hey.
Sergio Aragonés loved you.
I got to sit on Sergio Aragonés' lap
Hey.
He
just
was-
because I was wearing that, pretty much.
Nah,
You
you
have
could
any-
have probably sat on his lap anyway.
Dirty old man.
Oh, Shecky, do you have a favorite Halloween costume from?
Halloween costume. No, these working with these two fine ladies, I've had to wear multiple different costumes and showed multiple different layers of skin. It's definitely their fault that I've had to do that. Yes, they just exploit me left and right. Like I've been a pregnant Mad Max wife who gave birth.
Yeah.
I
So
was
adorable.
I was the Pharaoh.
Oh.
And
We had to shave extra special for that one.
yes, I was Pharaoh. I was a medium, Lady Dragon Wolf. So
You
yeah,
had beard for that one.
what was that?
It was required that you have a 3-day beard for
Yeah.
Lady Dragon Wolf.
Yeah, Lady Dragon Wolf. She was an older lady, so yeah, she had little whiskers. Yeah, so
Natural.
it was natural.
Yeah.
But for as a kid though, I don't really remember a lot of my Halloween costumes when I was a kid. I just never. I was always really kind of bad at Halloween. I just throw something on and go. I think it was a vampire because that was the common thing.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I did dress up for a Halloween as an adult, and I don't know why I do it. I try to bring the life to the party at work. So I've gone as an adult baby. That was weird because
No.
it was an HR nightmare. I shouldn't have done it, but I made this giant diaper and this
Oh,
I
God.
had flip flops on and I had a bonnet and I was running around the office in just that, and it was just really kind of like, you should go put something on. I was like, okay, so I did it just for like the party, and then I changed quickly.
You really did that?
Yeah, it was really weird. So I came out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they were like, I didn't even win. I went as, and then I did the easiest costume, which was from Addams Family. I went as a homicidal maniac. They look like everyone else. And then
Yes. that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
and then the last one I did was it was for when I was working. I used to work at a clinic, an STD clinic,
Hmm.
and there was the boss was a woman named Wendy Wolf, and so we all dressed up as her. So she's an older woman, and she always wore these oversized button-up shirts
Okay.
and leggings. That was it, and like
People do
shoes.
that. Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just like this oversized like shirt and leggings. She always wore that, and so everyone dressed up like this blue kind of like denim oversized shirt, some
Oh.
black leggings. But I took it a step further. I did Wendy Werewolf, and I dressed up as her, but as a werewolf.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah, it was great. So Wendy Werewolf.
I love it.
Very good.
I think the one I was, I'm kicking myself now because I think we did it too early. It was like, oh, this would have killed a couple of years later. But at the time, it was like really pre-YouTube and stuff. Well, YouTube was launching, so people could have looked it up, but it wasn't like as prevalent as it is now. But I think it was before I even knew John.
Oh, whoa,
me and my
that's going
friend,
back a while now.
Yeah, that was when I first moved over to Liverpool. Me and my friend Aidan Burns, we dressed up as Bowie and Jagger for the video for Dancing in the Street.
Oh,
Love it.
so good.
Because we had to, because back in like your early 20s, like we were just going from party to party. Like, back then you didn't even need to know who was hosting the party. You just
turn up.
Yeah. But our whole rule was the whole night, whenever we saw each other, we had to be constantly dancing. So we were literally dancing between parties down the street, doing all the moves and stuff.
Who were you dressed as?
I was Bowie.
Yes.
And it was the biggest revelation we all had to discover that he was Jagger and he had to get very tight jeans. And that's when we discovered that he has no ass. It was like a Lego figure. It was just like a hinge where his ass should have been. It was bizarre.
So you had the black and yellow jumper or jumpsuit?
I had the trench coat, and then I had like a black stained shirt and the pair of tracksuit bottoms with the same design and stuff. Yeah, back when I had hair, I just slicked my hair back in the same way, and it was and the thing is that we went around, we were loving it. Nobody got it.
Oh, what?
But I guarantee if we had done it a couple years later, when that video kind of had like its meme resurrection, we would have slayed with that. But we were just there a little bit too early, I think.
I would have loved it because that is one of my favorite terrible videos. It's absolutely awful, and I love every second of it. You can tell they were just
embarrassing.
You can tell they just got high and were like, I don't know, let's just jump around like a warehouse or something.
Yeah. Seriously, they just did some coke, had sex. So let's go do a video of an old Martha Vandella song.
Why not?
Right. It's like, Mick, what do you got to wear? Like, I've got a shirt that's about 10 times too big for me and some insanely tight jeans. Like, tuck them in. Let's go for it, man.
Oh my God.
Love it.
You would assume that a collaboration between two of rock's biggest stars would have produced something somewhat better than that.
No.
But within the minute then, we have a little bit of, Bruce and Chase back in the old, we had this brief vision of a young Bruce going through the pouring rain. And, he starts to approach the fireplace while he's left Chase to clean up the roses on the floor.
Yes, I need a young Bruce and an old Bruce, yes.
That's one thing slightly bugged me. Those roses, no water in that vase. Just like, dry, I'm presuming, fake roses.
Oh.
So that's how you stay rich. You skimp on all the little things. So
Fake flowers in a mansion like that?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why it makes me think that he set it up. He knew that she was going to knock it over, and that's why I think he's faking it. I think Bruce Wayne is faking it the whole time.
I love that idea. Yes, I'm on board. You've won me over.
He's like, you know what? I just want to get laid. She's down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta reel her in because she likes bad boys. He's totally fine. He's just literally just doing that to get a piece.
Oh, he's got to be damaged for her to be interested.
That's what I mean. He knows that she's like a freak. You know, she likes that stuff. You know, she's like, yeah, you know. And so Wayne is like, yeah, you know, I'm down. He's a playboy billionaire. He's down. He's ready for it. If this is what you like, let's do that. See, he's a mastermind. He knows what he's doing.
Like,
Bruce knows what he's doing.
Yeah, baby, I'm pretty crazy myself.
I think the set dresser just got sick of filling up the vase and drawing a wet spot on the floor.
Yeah,
Every time that, like, Nicole Kidman would, like accidentally knock the vase off, but she was doing it so hard that it was shooting across the room.
Yeah.
She's like, hi-ya!
And they're like, damn it, Nicole.
Damn it, Nicole.
I don't know. It just seems so weird that he would just be like, you know, oh, I have to, do this. Oh no. And you're like, wait, what?
Is it weird?
I don't know.
You think it's weird that he's triggered every time he sees roses? Why does he? Maybe he shouldn't have roses in his house.
No, but he takes them. But he takes them to his parents on the anniversary of his parents' death. He takes them over there. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that, like, if this was a major plot point of this man's like being broken and stuff, I'm just kind of like, sure, I guess. I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah,
and then, but he recalls it so strongly in her presence. I was just like, okay.
It's weird as well because
I get it. No, I get it. But
In some ways, though, this movie goes like in two opposite directions. It tries to make out that Bruce is kind of over all that now, right? In some ways, he's a much better person than he was in the last two films. He's grown. He can actually hold human interactions and conversations and things. But then he's also doubled down on the brooding aspect. So it's kind of a weird. I'm not sure what they're trying to say about him. Has he got over it? Has he not got over it? Is he a better person?
He will always
now?
be Hamlet.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get past too. Like, it's one of those. It's in one way I'm like, I've just been juvenile here with this, but at the same time, it's like this is a Joel Schumacher movie though. As he's approaching like his fireplace, and you get another nice look at the giant crystal ball that he's got there. It's just the fact that the top of it looks kind of helmetish, and then the long table it's on looks very veiny, and it's just like it's can't help but feel like Joel Schumacher's like, I've already got the cod pieces in this movie. Like, I'm getting dicks. I've got a character called Dick Grayson, goddammit. I'm getting as many in this goddamn movie as I possibly can.
Whoa.
So you see dicks everywhere?
No, Joel Schumacher sees dicks everywhere.
Yeah, he's like H.R. Giger.
And so does Niall.
Well, I mean, people have commented like the Batmobile is basically a giant ribbed dildo in this movie.
Aren't all cars?
Well, yeah, but that one in particular.
This one is definitely I agree. Like that, the Batmobile has never been more phallic. That's all I'm saying.
It's so stupid in this movie. What's with the big fin on top?
Oh, thank God! Right, this is a debate we've been having, and we've been asking the guests. I 100% agree with you. I don't like the car. I think the fin is dumb.
So terrible.
It helps it maneuver.
Yeah, but I absolutely love that car. I think it's one of the best Batmobiles they've ever done, and I love the fin.
Yeah,
It's
this is the
all
argument.
bouncy. It bounces around when he drives it.
It's flimsy.
So-
It's a piece of crap.
So for my birthday a while ago, I went to Warner Brothers Studios and I did the backlot tour, and I got to see all of those Batmobiles.
Oh, nice.
Right, and they're a lot smaller than you would believe them to be. Number one, but I got to see all of the cars and stuff. I'll have to send you the pictures. I got pictures of all of them and stuff, and they're so, you can't touch them, of course, but they're so weird, just standing there looking at them, and you're just like, wow, like this is a giant dildo. This is a giant shark's penis, it's just, I don't know.
It's an extension.
Looks very
of his
aquatic.
It's his bat body extension.
Yeah, but it was really cool to see all that stuff though. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know, folks.
Yeah, Bruce walking over to the fireplace, and it just kind of segues into the next minute. After that, has anyone got any specific notes about this minute they want to bring up?
I'm surprised that neither of them caught on fire with that giant ass fireplace. I'm just saying, that shit must have been out some fucking heat. Woo!
Whoa! You'd be
The thing
sweating.
is, the way Bruce knows it's there, he's got a friggin' a turtleneck and a jacket on. Like, he knows he must be boiling alive in that goddamn house.
That house must be, anyway. That was one thing I thought was just really kind of silly. It's just like, why? But anyway, that was the one thing I noticed about it. What was that?
Walk-in fireplace.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just thought it was crazy, but that's just me.
But that is true of Wayne Manor. Like, if you look at the scene in Batman Returns where Selena Kyle's over for their date, they're in front of this, like, the fire is about the size of a goddamn house. It's this huge friggin' fire. It's like, that's what Alfred's doing, like, at least 4 hours of the day is just getting that fire up and running.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like, why? Why do you need it?
That poor little guy carrying logs upstairs for that thing.
Again, though, that's how you stay rich. Is like, well, he could pay for central heating.
No.
Or he could just chop down some trees and throw a bunch of logs in the fire.
Well, as we know over here, these big stately homes and whatnot, a lot of them, the people who own them, they might be lords and stuff, but they have no money.
Yeah.
Because they're so expensive to maintain and whatnot. They have to open them to the public. You pay a fee to walk around, look at the grounds. But whenever they interview them and things, they're always like, oh, yeah, like, we can't put the heating on. No. They're just sat freezing in their massive mansions.
Yeah, it must be drafty in a manner.
Yeah.
But they're cool.
Yeah, they
Wow.
look good.
We have a manna, damn it.
We had big houses, like I grew up in Ohio, and a lot of people had like really big old like Victorians and stuff, and what you do is you just shut off some of the rooms and not use them in the winter.
Everyone goes in one room and you turn the heat on.
That's the room that gets heated.
It's a good
Well,
idea.
that's our methodology in the house I live in Liverpool. It's like, yeah, there's a big, massive. It's not a living room because there is the living room that everyone just sits in to watch TV and stuff. And then there's I always call it the ballroom because the little boy we live with, he has a little crib in there that we filled with balls, so it was like a ball pool. So I'm like, oh, it's the ballroom. But that room is freezing all the time, and it's just always shut off because it's like you can't heat it. And when you do heat it, it's like John knows, you've been in there. You'll be born alive in that place within 5 seconds.
And once we were playing Mario Kart and Gary put the big fire on, I was sweating to death. I think he did it to put me off.
I think I was, but it might have been his tactic. It's like, if I get everyone really sweaty, they won't be able to control their thumbs and stuff as well. So, advantage me.
Villain.
That was a tough one. That was a tough fight.
Maybe that's what Bruce Wayne's doing here. He's just like, I was going to play some Mario Kart later. Alfred, get the fire on.
No, he wants to get it. No, remember. He's preying on her on this Chase Meridian. He wants to get her all hot and bothered. The way it's easier for her to get naked. He's gonna have a childhood trauma thing happen.
That's true, because she is sat closest to the fire too when it all starts. So he's like, "Oh, you want to get a little closer there, a little closer." It's like,
And she's like, "Oh,
why didn't you take off the shawl?"
Yeah, I'm too warm, Bruce. Like, well, why don't you slip into something a little more comfortable?
Remember, I'm broken.
Yeah. Hot.
I'm so
Maybe
broken.
he should have been doing the Jared Leto Joker thing. He just has damage tattooed on his forehead. It's like, hey,
No, we will not talk about that.
I love that Joker.
I forgot you were the one that thought he was super hot.
Oh,
So
no.
hot. So hot. So
Oh,
hot.
God. He looks homeless. Sorry.
But we all head off into the dark, dark night, and we will return again on Friday for more Bat-Minute action, and then you'll also get your plugs again, people. Don't worry. I know you want to get in touch with all of us, but you're just going to have to keep waiting. You're going to have to keep waiting. It's not like you can look it up. There isn't a thing called the internet.
What?
I mean,
The interwebs.
What?
those interwebs. But no, do go and, I don't know, just Google us all. It's fine. You'll find us. It'll be in the show notes as well. And join us again on Friday for more Bat-Minute Forever.
Next time, Red Book Diaries. There's ghosts and darkness in the mind of Bruce Wayne as Chase psychologically searches for the source of his pain. But as the patter of memories morphs into a jog, what secrets might spill from Wayne Sr.'s red log? Find out Friday. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.